Busch gets into the 17.
Buscher trying to stay out of traffic. He
There's
does.
a big save, but a spin behind him. That L38 car hard into the wall.
Anthony Alfredo. That all started.
Yeah, I appreciate the 14 lifting for that wreck. Excellent job.
That all started on the front. Oh, now fire.
Big fire.
Hop out of it. Hop out of it in a hurry.
Crowd seeing Anthony get out of that car. AMR safety crew getting to him.
That's scary. Good to see him get out of that car. It's really difficult as the driver. There's fire on the ground. So to get out of the car, you got to go through the fire.
Red flags out. They've stopped the cars now. Entering turn 1. This accident happened as they were going through 1 and 2. There's the car stopped in turn 1.
Yeah, this starts on the front straightaway. Chris Buescher trying to block Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch got into the back of Buescher, and then they all started stacking up behind him because they thought Buescher was going to spin out and come back across the racetrack. You heard Alfredo upset, right? That the 14 didn't get slowed down. Everybody was afraid of what was going to happen. Some people started slowing up and other people didn't.
Yeah, I think the 14 is thinking this might not be a yellow because until the 38 goes into the wall, it looks like the 17 is going to continue. So, there's always going to be a judgment from drivers on, yes, you want to be safe and try not to get into an accident if the 17 comes up the racetrack, but I think the 14 of Briscoe is thinking he could gain some spots as they all stack up, and then already a heavy impact. That is when it gets very, very scary as we see fire erupt on the 38.
Yes.
I would assume that's either fuel or oil when you back in like that, especially after pit stops.
Yeah, exactly, Steve. It's full of fuel, and it's probably knocked the filler neck off of it. It's probably just the fuel that's in the filler neck and the very top of the fuel cell that's burning here.
And the impact with the wall made much worse by Anthony coming off the brake pedal as that car is turned around.
On the outside.
Haley on that outside line, top of 3. He's got some help with him.
Into the wall they go. The 11 now also caught up in it.
The whole
Haley. The 3 of Austin Dillon squeezes through. He is in front. And look at virtually the only car to clear it.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I've never seen racing that intense in Daytona. Never.
And Martin Truex Jr. is going to gain some spots here. So many that won't be able to continue. The last caution, the 3 was
Rick. As
the
I'm
3
looking out
pass,
the window,
and it's starting to rain.
It is raining right here. The heavy rain has moved over the grandstands. As we sat here looking out the window, it became clear. My goodness, Austin Dillon.
Oh, my God.
There's his dad.
Oh, my gosh.
We have to remember
Come over the leader now.
it's only 12:30 in the afternoon here at Daytona.
Don't get ahead of yourself, Rick.
But these cells have popped up with 22 laps to go. Richard Childress, team owner there.
RC. What a year it'd be if RC gets both cars in the playoffs after a year ago. The battle trying to get him in. Look at that radar.
Yeah, you see the weather cells that are
Still 3 bottom. Wreck it. Stay bottom. Stay bottom. Keep coming. Keep coming. Way bottom. Easy, easy. Bottom, bottom, bottom.
Nice.
Good. Keep coming. Keep coming.
Camera's pretty clear. Let's watch this right here. The 17 of Buescher trying to go into the middle there on the 31, on the 16. No, the 99 just loses it. Denny wrecks.
Well, the 31 just lost it too by himself in that top lane.
I wonder if it was rain.
Well, yeah, I mean, both leaders are in clean air. They both catch their car. That tells me that there's something down there that's reducing grip.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, guys, there were a lot of drivers saying, hey, it's raining. Why are we racing right now? And that could have been the result of what happened there.
Watch this 31, right? Watch him. Is a clear indicator. Inside lane, very top. All right, as they roll through here. See right there? He's sideways.
Yeah.
The 11 sideways.
The track is wet. Parker.
And Jeff, exactly. His spotter was telling him it's raining, and then after that all went down, Justin Haley came on the radio and said it was raining. So, of course, there was no grip down there.
The 3 with 16th going into that wreck. Now, that makes sense, Dale, because all 3 cars, the first car bottom, first car middle, first car top, you see the rain falling. They all go down in the corner, and all 3 lose grip. They're the first ones in there. And we don't know if these guys have grip. The 47 has no grip because he's 7 feet in the air. And the 3 gets to the apron.
And it's such a, it's such a tough call. I mean,
as we have caution.
The 85 of Brent Raymer on fire on the front stretch. A lot of damage to the front of that. You see Brent jumping out of that truck.
Boy, I'm glad to see Brent get out of that truck.
Oh, that's a lot of fire. You're right, Brett.
See damage to the 39 of Ryan Sieg. But Brent Raymer, another hard collision.
Coming in, guys. Get ready to
the front of that race truck. Michael, you talked about Daytona. When we talk about Brent Raymer, we always think about that hard hit he took at Daytona. And now another hard hit, this time fire engulfing that entire truck. When it came to stop, he was on his way out. There you see the damage to the right side of Ryan Sieg's number 39.
We have to believe they're probably related.
Yeah, and somehow it looked like Sieg got squeezed in the outside wall.
Middle of your screen, that's Brett coming off of turn number 4. He just caught on fire, just simply caught on fire there. And it looks like it's inside the driver's compartment. Wow. Had to have a fuel line rupture or something like that, Michael. Had to be. Look at all the fire inside that cockpit.
And then he hit the wall on top of all that, Phil. That's just so scary. It's so good to see Brett Raymer jump out of that truck. You don't think that engine just hand grenaded, do you?
Well,
there was no smoke. There was just fire.
Why the fuel fire like that? That looked definitely like a fuel fire.
More than an oil fire.
More than an oil fire.
There was no smoke.
Yeah.
There was contact to the front of the truck, but after the fire broke out on this truck. Crawford, here's 2 and 3 wide just behind him, coming out of 4.
Oh, Taylor Mawson was completely sideways and spinning through the grass.
And back out onto the racetrack in front of a few trucks.
Oh, Skinner gets clobbered. Skinner gets hit hard down into turn 1.
On his side is Mike Skinner, back on the wheels now. He got hit very hard.
He was,
I'm okay.
He got turned around after Mawson spun off 4. I just happened to be watching it. He was sliding backwards, went up in the middle of the racetrack, and got clobbered from behind. But we heard him say he's all right.
Yeah, that was great news. And that was Mike Skinner himself saying, I'm all right.
Adam Alexander.
He came on the radio, criticized another driver on the track, and you could hear the tone in his voice. He was okay, but the fierce competitor in him was coming out. And after a wild crash like that, you tip the cap to NASCAR for their safety and how well these trucks are made. And I tell you what, while it's tough on paper to see the point leader have a crazy crash like that, the good news is he's going to walk away. Amazing.
Man.
And race again in our next race at Dover.
They're looking for
a little bit disappointed, I'm sure, after coming off the Kansas race with a win, taking over the points lead. And now his night will end early as the red flag has come out here, as they will have to clean up this racetrack. We saw Taylor Mawson get sideways just as they were going by our speed camera right on the entrance to the tri-oval.
And Skinner was ahead of that. And someone must have hit him from behind, because when I looked up, he was backwards in the middle of the front straightaway, and the thing went straight back up in front of traffic. And
it may have had nothing to do with Taylor Mawson incident.
Yeah. Well, it could have been that Skinner had slowed down. Let's take another look. The caution lights are going to come on, I believe, when Taylor Mawson gets sideways.
There's Skinner up ahead.
See him on the inside of the 13 of Johnny Sauter.
Oh, Sauter pinches him a little bit low.
Pinches him into the grass. Now watch
There's
this.
a white
now.
truck that clobbers him. Watch this.
Right there.
Very hard hit. Got completely underneath that 5.
Hard hit. Is that TJ Bell?
I believe
in the 11
it is.
truck?
I believe it is.
Take another look. There, Skinner was in the grass. Now you see the caution light come on.
See the roof flap goes up, and then TJ Bell. Ooh, wow.
He had no idea. TJ Bell had no idea that 5 was coming up the racetrack.
No, he couldn't. He couldn't. Even if he had it, there wasn't anywhere he could have went.
Nothing he could have done.
Oh, there it is. Chastain. Push comes to shove, and Gregson's in the wall. Larson's around, and Larson up the racetrack in traffic, and he collects Preece. Hard hit. Good grief. Saw that. He got to pushing him hard. Chastain was pushing Noah very hard, but wasn't patient. Was ready to go right off the bat. Turns him around right into the fence, right in front of everybody. Tony, hard hit on your car right there. Very hard hit for Preece. Got on the side of the 10 car too. I don't think there's much damage there. Now what's this do for my fuel? Am I going to run out of gas, Larry? You heard Rodney Childers say that Harvick's going to have to pit.
No question. This definitely puts some of them in a little bit of a predicament. Absolutely.
Well, the good thing on fuel is they didn't have to run close to a full lap at speed before the caution came out. He's got some damage on the right front. That car skewed just a bit.
Well, they naturally put that skew in it for the restrictor plate tracks, but the right front does have a little damage.
AMR safety team very quickly to Ryan Preece's aid.
And man, they do a great job. We don't discount how much they help us in this sport.
All right, now Noah Gragson. You'll see the 1 drop to the middle here. Well, you see a big push out of the 5 into the 1. That got Noah sideways, got him up the track a little bit. Chastain saw the window, wasn't much of a door, and he tried to take it. Wrecked him. Oh, Larson slid up the racetrack, and Preece coming at full speed. That's a bummer for Noah. Have that opportunity there. Didn't even get a chance to really make much of it.
Well, just had a little too much movement when he got pushed, and it unfortunately got him to the outside and opened that door. That is a huge hit.
Let's ride with Noah Gragson. A lot of energy when Chastain hit him. That 5 was on Chastain extremely hard. One car bumping you is one thing. When 2 of them together do it, it's a whole nother bump draft. All right, this is Ryan Preece. Oh, he actually throttled up. Tried to get there.
Tried to get through it before the 5 got up. Whew.
But before long, the sport that took the life of Dale Sr. began to take its first bites out of Dale Jr. In 2002, he endured a crash that looked eerily similar to his father's, and like his father, sustained a head injury.
Oh, I'm telling you, that is a brutal hit. It is.
I didn't know what was wrong with me. I just felt like a shotgun had went off beside my head. The violence of that crash was shocking, and I was like radioing to my crew.
Junior, you all right? Help me! Help me! Help me! Hurry up!
Earnhardt sustained a serious concussion, but didn't seek medical help.